Hey guys, Chase Steinman here with CS Pulling Promotions. We are here in Ohio meeting some of our super semi competitors. I wanted to take a chance and come and visit some of these guys, talk about rules, and talk about some of the cool things coming up in 2026. We came to see, we've heard a lot of stuff you've been working on behind the scenes, and you've got a lot of stuff going on here at Dozer, huh?
Yeah, we've been working on a couple new things this winter. We got the dyno shop up and running, so we got a chassis dyno and a hub dyno. So we should be able to hold some big horsepower down and do some pretty cool stuff. Working on a couple new engine platforms, a couple different chassis setups. I really need to, work on chassis setups. And I don't know, got a bunch of cool stuff going on here. Hopefully, to do some damage here in the 2026 season. So,
well, I mean, looking behind you, this truck's recognizable, right? We got Monkey Business, the CS Pulling Promotions Super Semi back here.
Yeah, Lawton's asked me to do a little bit of work to their truck. It's pretty consistent, does a really good job. So we don't want to really change too much. We want to kind of keep it consistent and doing well. Yeah, it's going to have some changes here in the shop. We're going to get done here before the pulling season starts.
Yeah, I mean, let's walk around the semi a little bit. What all are you gonna do to this semi? Because it ran pretty good on the circuit, and of course, this was the first year they ran it full season, so they've been making some changes. What's your game plan for this?
So actually, this whole 2025 season, they were running my spare race transmission. So they got a Mack transmission, built Mack transmission. We're gonna put in it, and we're going to do a couple other little goodies, but transmission's the biggest thing, and the Mack transmissions are huge. I mean, it is nothing like the Eatons that are in it that we normally run, so it's going to take some fab and some stuff to get that thing up and in there.
Yeah, we'll stay away from this side because I think you got some secrets over on the other side. Speaking of secrets, what in the world is underneath this blanket? Well,
I don't know. We'll see. See if it works. We got big hopes and dreams for this. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what we can do with a totally different setup here.
So I take it that's an engine under there.
Yeah. It might be a boat anchor. We never know. But hey, we can never hurts to try.
Yeah. Well, and then you got this truck all tore apart as well. This is your race / truck and tractor pulling.
Yeah, we've pulled it a little bit. It's a little bit long to pull, but yeah, it's done well for us. Done pretty decent racing. Got a bunch of trophies and stuff for it throughout the years. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and build a dedicated pulling truck that's a little shorter wheelbase, a little better. So I don't know. We'll see where that engine winds up.
Well, if that's the case, what do you got going on in the back of that semi?
Well,
that looks like a frame-mounted hitch.
Yeah, we built that at the end of the year. Built that at the end of the year to meet super semi rules, and we're gonna hopefully incorporate that into a new chassis setup, and we might bring this one out a few times this year. We never know. We can flop back and forth between the racing and the pulling stuff. So hopefully we don't get any of this going on next year, but we'll see.
Yeah, we gotta show everyone this. This is pretty crazy. Yeah. This was the Onaway, Michigan?
Yeah, that happened in Onaway, Michigan. So I launched 5 rods out of the block. I know there's only 4 holes on this side, but the other side there's a 5th one out of it. Yeah, they had a bell housing break and engine oversped and stretched rod bolts and broke, and yeah, no bueno. We were out, but we got it back together in a month for the next race there here in Thompson, Ohio. So
you may be working on another semi, correct?
Yeah.
Another pulling semi.
Yeah, the truck we're gonna build for pulling, probably super semis. I think we're gonna build my original semi I ever bought. So I bought a truck, years ago. It was in quite bad shape, and we fixed it up. We've been using it as our carryall tractor, but we've got a replacement that's in the body shop right now getting painted, and we are going to get my original semi implanted with this engine, possibly, maybe. If not, might be a cat in there. We'll see what happens on the dyno. Thank God we have capabilities. We're able to test everything and see where we're at horsepower, torque-wise, and see where we feel that would benefit one truck or the other.
Yeah, if you got the semi, let's go take a look at it.
Cool. Yeah, here's my original truck I bought, and I think we're gonna turn it into a super semi this year. So I'm excited to see where this brings us in the future.
Well, for the viewers at home, like a lot of people don't realize what actually goes into building a super semi. I mean, where do you even start on something like this?
First thing first is the rear axles. They're not going to hold up to the horsepower, and engine-wise, we're going to need upgrade the engine. This one was a big cam 400, so that's quite outdated. They never really were much to talk about. Them big cams, they ran really well. They were cheap to repair. They were good engines over the road, but as for a performance thing, I don't feel that we can be competitive with a big cam. So it's going to get an engine transplant, something that's in the shop there, and clutch, transmission, drive shaft, rear axles, and then all the safety stuff that goes along with it to keep all the fans safe and us as drivers safe, because we have all our kids right there with us, and we want to make sure everybody goes home safely, and we put on a good show for them.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot that goes into it that a lot of people don't realize. And what's nice now, you got the dynos. You can do all that stuff in-house too. Yeah,
we got one of 4 chassis dynos here in North America. There's one up in Alberta, Canada, and then the rest are down here in the United States. And then we have hub dynos. So to our knowledge, there's never been a semi that can be held down dyno-wise in chassis. So we have hopes and dreams that we're going to be able to hold them down on this hub dyno. It's the only one in the world. So we're going to hold down some big horsepower. We're good for 6,500 horsepower and 33,000 foot-pounds of torque on that dyno. So we're looking forward to getting some numbers and some data. And in my opinion, in chassis, dynoing is much better than engine dynoing because you're running the same charge piping, the same fuel lines, you're running it through the drive line, so you're seeing if your clutch is slipping or, how everything's reacting. So, there's a lot of benefits to that. I mean, there's disadvantages as well, but, nobody does it, so, we're gonna give it our all and try to, do something that nobody else has done to try to help everybody out and progress the motorsport.
Yeah, if you don't care, let's go take a look at the
let's go check it out.
All new building, huh, Zach?
Yeah, we wanted to build its own dyno cell so all the soot and the smoke wouldn't ruin everything else that we got going on in the other shops. And we figured we'd keep it small and tidy to try to keep the mess down because we know everything's going to get sooty and nasty. So there's our hub dynos. We're waiting on Wes over at the machine shop to get these done. He 3D printed one out, half of one, model out to mount up to the hub dyno. So that should be pretty interesting, pretty cool to see them things on a truck and some big power getting held down. It's always kind of wild. But we also have our chassis dyno here. So some of the lower class trucks, as long as we stay under like 1,700 horse, we'll be able to run them on this. So we can run tri-drives, tandems, single axle, motorcycles, cars, trucks, you name it. I mean, even some of the all of the pickup trucks we can run down on this thing and get some numbers and get some data for whoever needs it. Diesel, gas, whatever, we'll make it happen here. Try to help everybody out and progress the motorsports, progress the industry, and do some cool stuff and get some good data.
So your wheel dynos, it's already been up and running, correct?
Yeah, so this morning I was actually messing around with the F-150 I drive daily. It made a whopping 262 horsepower. You guys better watch out. Yeah, it's up and running. We haven't ran anything big horsepower-wise on, just trying to get all the bugs worked out. And that dyno's actually came from Italy. It's Italian, so dealing with the time difference and stuff is kind of rough getting information back and updated, but it's one of the best of the best. Like I said, that's one of 4 in North America. I don't know how many there are in the world, but I can't imagine there being very many of them. And then, those are the only ones to my knowledge. I know there's been a couple people that have inquired about them since I've had them built, but yeah, we're gonna get these up and running.
So what's your game plan for 2026?
2026, help as many people I can out and try to get semi pulling, and truck pulling. Try to help everybody out, get everybody together, and then we're going to build a super semi and do some racing. But super semi is definitely an every weekend thing, so we're going to try to focus on that and get some stuff going and build a truck and be competitive. See if we can't get those max. We'll see. We're going to give it hell.
No, we're super excited to have you out on the circuit and looking forward to next year. And we appreciate you showing us around the shop. And I'm sure we'll make a couple trips out before.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks for coming. You'll have to come out and watch us run a truck on a dyno or something. It'll be pretty wild.